When COVID hit, I was in pretty bad shape. Molly moved in with me. She never left my side for a year and a half.
A couple days ago, I watched Mr. Monk's Last Case, the Monk movie that came out on Peacock. And a couple of weeks ago, I reacted to the trailer, which had Adrian Monk returning with old cast members to step out of retirement to help his stepdaughter after her wedding turns into a tragedy when her fiance dies in a bungee jumping accident. So, overall, I think the movie was a great film. I think that it lived up to the series, and it really did well chronologically going forward, since it's been a while since Mr. Monk Season 8 came out. So I really did like how they started off this film. They had Monk, he was trying to write a book about his memoirs, about his years of solving homicides, but he just, when he was writing his book, it was thousands of pages long, talking about things that nobody really cares about, the same type of vacuum cleaner, that kind of thing. So, of course, just walking into watching the movie, you could tell that it was going to be very much the same as the series, which I'm glad it was.
Of 140 homicides, that's the story we paid for. Not this. Oh, here in chapter 4, you have 2 paragraphs about the suspect and 7, 8, 9 pages about his vacuum cleaner.
We have the same vacuum cleaner, the exact same model.
So I was really happy to be able to see that. But something I didn't count on, and this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, pause this and go and watch it. But something that I was really surprised about was the fact that throughout the film, Mr. Monk was thinking of attempting suicide because he wanted to go see Trudy. He was getting lonely. He felt like he was a failure and he was holding everybody back from their dreams. So throughout multiple times throughout the movie, he says, I've got plans for next week, indicating that he's going to drug himself until he dies so that he can go be with Trudy. So the film does make at the end, it makes it very clear that, hey, if you know anybody that is considering suicide, it gives them a number to call so that someone can give them some help. So I thought that was very interesting. I did not see that coming, but it kind of does make a little sense after he feels like a failure, because he feels like he's always weighing people down because of his quirks. I can kind of see where that's going. I did not expect it at all, though, so that was really one of the surprises for the film for me. If you look over, there's another part of it that I thought was really interesting, and you really see as Monk is realizing that he isn't useless, he isn't holding people down, he's realizing how many people he's helped by solving these homicides and giving them peace. So it's kind of like an It's a Wonderful Life theme, where without him, a lot of homicides wouldn't be figured out, and families would be left in wonder for their entire lives. So Mr. Monk really did make a difference and an impact to those around him. But that's just kind of the theme and some of the reoccurring lessons throughout the movie. Overall, the plot was pretty good. We had a really interesting villain. In the case, I gotta say, sometimes some of the Monk episodes would have cases where you're like, you don't know who the villain really is. This one kind of made it very clear who the villain was from the beginning, and kind of had Monk trying to figure out who it was the entire time and how he did it so he could prove it. So it was, if you were paying attention really close to the movie, you probably could figure it out on your own within the first 30 or 40 minutes. But overall, it was still an entertaining story. Love seeing all the old cast. I was shocked that they were able to get them all to return. Some of them look older than others, but the Mr. Monk actor himself is 70 years old. So overall, it was a great film. I really recommend it. Did justice to the series, and I was really happy to be able to get to see Mr. Monk one last time. I think it really ties off the story in a bow. Even though the end of Season 8 did, this one was a good epilogue. So I really enjoyed it. I hope the next thing that Peacock does is Psych 4. Let me know in the comments what you would like Peacock to do next. If you'd like it to be another Monk spinoff, if they would do another one, or Psych, or some other series, just let me know in the comments, and we can talk about that. Thank you for listening, and have a good rest of your day.
Pandemic hit, and it was just boom, back to square one. I mean, he didn't leave the house for 2 years. And then he started taking those in-home rapid tests, and it was like an addiction. He was testing himself every 20 minutes.